Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the
Everybody
procedure,
stay calm.
everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm.
Wait.
Everybody just calm down.
Welcome to the Operation STRIX podcast. I'm your host, LaCrow. Joining me today is Roski Draftsman.
Hey-o!
Oh, Blu-rays.
Hello.
And Sid.
Hello.
Hello. Pines will be here shortly. Her computer is updating, and yeah, so we're waiting on her, but we're gonna go ahead and get started on chapter 93 because holy shit, Anya got a Anya got a Stellar Star. She got a nitrous bolt.
At the same time.
Damien got a Stellar Star, okay? And who showed up in this chapter?
I
don't know.
Nothing that important. Just
Nobody important?
Just good old
Not a bomb at all.
Good
No,
old
just a background character.
Demetrius Desmond.
Who was that, Blue? I'm sorry.
Fucking Demetrius Desmond.
Motherfucking Demetrius Desmond.
Showed his fucking ass for the first time ever.
Showed his ugly ass, owl-looking motherfucking face. Holy
Stop
shit.
staring at me with those big old eyes.
And you know what's so funny? And somebody had one of our commenters pointed out that they couldn't believe that we didn't talk about the possibility of Demetrius showing up.
And I replied to them saying, "Listen, I can only mention him so many times."
I thought about him showing up at the end of term, around the end of term area, but
well,
I guess it makes sense that he showed up now with all these fucking getting stars like goddamn pieces of candy or something. They're just giving it out.
Yeah.
Well, to Demetrius, yes, because he's a goddamn genius, apparently.
Yeah, that's
5
true.
Stellar Stars, right?
6 Stellars.
Yeah. He's
6?
already an Imperial Scholar, which means he's just fucking getting more, which is insane.
Yeah,
Like,
all right.
I mean, that's all the question. I was like, what happens if you run out of, you get more than, you get to 8? Do you just stop getting them, or do you just keep getting more?
Apparently you just keep getting more.
Maybe it's like
yeah.
rewards in an RPG that you can.
Well, if it's like in the military, they get ribbons, and some guys just have so many fucking ribbons, and some of them, so it's like you standard procedure is that once you run out of room, you just kind of do the latest ones, but some guys are just over the top, and they'll put all of their fucking ribbons on their chest. So I like to think that Demetrius just has he opens up his robe and there's just a wall of stars in there.
He's like those dudes in trench coats who try to sell you watches.
I was about to say that. I'm like, you want to watch?
Hey,
you want a Stellar Star? He could straight up just sell his.
Hey man, you want to come over? I got some Stellar Stars here for you.
He would.
You
Hi, Pines. Good to
Pines.
see you.
Hi.
Glad you're here. So,
Beautiful.
yeah, what a fucking amazing chapter.
Yeah,
It
we
was-
Jump scare.
This chapter
Demetrius
was so
Desmond
heavy.
reveal.
This chapter was so heavy. Too much lore.
Yeah.
Too
Well,
much
yeah, okay.
It's been
lore,
really
truly.
great though, reading
Like,
I
the
mean,
manga.
at least shit is actually happening.
Okay,
Let's
all right, so we're just getting into it. Let's go ahead, start from the top. Picking up from where we left off last chapter. All right, we got the test results. Of course. Okay, so at first there's a fake out. Anya is middle of, what is that? Math? No, it's not math. It's her overall ranking is 168 out of 213.
yeah.
Which tracks. At least
Yep.
she's not in the bottom. Okay. She's achieving crow levels of academic aptitude, at least when I was in high school.
Literally.
Bottom 50%.
Period.
Wait, was it
represent-
213? I thought
No,
that was
no,
what she was
I think-
last time.
Yeah, last time she was 213.
Oh,
so she
okay.
went up. She went
wow.
up quite a bit.
Oh, so
Yeah, she
she's
did.
above 50%. Damn, she's achieving. Good for
She
her.
is achieving.
her.
We
I'm
love
so
her
happy
so
for
much.
her.
So
Yeah.
proud of her.
So proud of her. So, all right. So she's climbing the ranks. She's let's see.
Second place.
I'm looking at. Okay, so Becky was 5th in language studies, which is really good. Damien got top in history. All right, good for him. So he got a stellar star for that. Woo! Anya, 2nd overall in classical language. Goddamn.
89. Didn't she get an 89?
89.
She did.
Yep.
Which is like really fucking good. Now, okay, in American terms, that's okay. Yeah, that's cool. It's not that great, but I guess in like global terms, 89 is really fucking good. I don't know if that's because Americans just have high standards or if we're just like our entire grading system is fucked. I'd like to think it's the latter.
Yeah.
It is. Basically, 50% is basically a C for them. Anything above that would be a lot better. So yeah, we have very high standards for our grading system.
Yeah,
compared to the rest of the world.
Yeah, for everyone outside of the U.S., anything below a 70 is a failure. So
yeah.
So
did y'all schools change the grading scale? Because it used to be like for my school for the longest time it was like 93 and above was an A, and it was so hard for me to get A's at times.
What?
And then they changed it down to like 90, 91.
No,
it was
no.
always
You need
90.
to hear what the real. You need to hear what the real bullshit is.
Yeah.
Is in college, in my undergrad and in my grad program, it's the top like 20% is the cutoff for the A.
Oh my god!
Oh no!
So you have no idea what it's gonna be.
It's
you
on
just
a
gotta
curve.
be. You just gotta be on that top 20%, which is such bullshit. It's so annoying.
What the hell?
Why am I broke?
Well, it's a good thing Anya isn't going to college. God bless her. Okay, so Anya's super hype about getting the star, and then we find out she's got a 24 in math, and then gets a nitrous bolt at the same time she gets a stellar star, which according to Henderson has never happened before.
That was so funny.
That was I just God bless Henderson. Like he's just like he's like, this girl is just gonna put me through the ringer this entire like it's gonna be an interesting career, but my god, I'm gonna be fucking stressing the entire time. But
I love her faces when she's like, what? When she realizes she got a star, and then the bolt and the little like her little face when she's like she got to
her faces were so on point.
They were so good because Lloyd's are also as stupid as Anya's this chapter.
Her
like,
nitrous bolt face,
like
the same as his, and I fucking love it.
When they got like these like little doll eyes or something. Oh my god,
that was terrifying. He looks like a fish.
That's the soul leaving their bodies.
I like to think
through their
Endo
eyes.
loves just practicing, like, okay, how can I make like the dumbest faces for these characters? Faces, because he clearly loves coming up with new ones, and I love him for that.
Yeah. Oh, and I'm not gonna skip on Billy here. Billy got 2nd place in math, so he got
period.
Got a bunch of geniuses up in here. What was it? So as far as we know, for like the Eden kids, Damien's good in history. Becky, you guys said language arts, right? Language studies?
Yes.
I think foreign languages.
Okay. Anya's really good in classical language, and I think Ewan had science. I think
9th in science. Yeah.
Yeah, 9th in science.
Oh, but he wants to be an astronaut, so that's really cool.
It's right.
Yeah. And I don't think Emil actually mentioned anything for himself, unfortunately, but
poor guy.
If there was culinary studies, he would have aced it. God bless him.
Period.
Yes, it's true. He probably would be really good in like home ec.
Oh yeah, he'd be a chef. I could see that.
But like, I'm kind of curious if the other student who did really well in classical language, if there's gonna be like, is he gonna show up or something as like Anya's potential classical language rival, or is that too much?
Okay. No, I bet she
probably just a one-off, huh?
I mean, they just needed a character to put above Anya.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it would be a little on the
you never know
unbelievable side. It's like, oh, you went from bottom to number 1. Like, no.
Well, okay. Here's the thing, though, and this leads into directly about Demetrius. So Arnold Crowley is in Klein Hall. Okay, we also learn that Demetrius Desmond is also in Klein Hall, and he's a goddamn genius. And I don't even know at the top of my head how many stellar stars he got. I think he got like 6 or something.
6.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
You're right. He got
Six
like
and
first and seconds and
4,
like a bunch of
5,
subjects.
6. So Clyde Hall's bringing it with just those 2 guys. Okay, so all right, this is the only reason people clicked on this damn video. We're gonna talk about Demetrius.
Okay, I have to mention, when I saw his back facing us, grabbing all these stars, I was like, "Oh, look, they're gonna fucking, they're messing with us again. They're just gonna show his back, and then he's not gonna."
And then you flip
That's
the
it.
page.
Me too.
And then you're like flipping the page, like, "Oh my god, it's his fucking face!" I'm like, "Wow, that's a lot."
That's a
Jump-
lot of
jump
face.
scare for me.
Demetrius' fucking face is in
Oh,
my face right now,
Shit, yeah.
and he's like got like the zoom in.
Oh,
Which is like so funny to me. It's like, oh, you wanted
staring into
Demetrius
my
here, you can have
soul.
his entire fucking face.
yeah. Here, have his intimidating, ugly ass face.
I mean,
I don't
mentioned
I mean,
It's
before-
not
he's
ugly.
exactly what I pictured. Having
Yeah.
Honestly,
the giant eyeballs. Yeah, exactly.
he really does look like the child of Melinda and Donovan. Like he
Definitely.
looks like
he does.
a
Yeah.
perfect mix of them.
Because
Yeah.
he's got like curly hair strands like Melinda has,
The
up on his bangs and
Eyelashes.
stuff. The little eyelashes, like Damien actually has that too. And then
Mhm.
of course like the giant eyes and like some dark circles and shit. He looks fucking tired.
He looks strung out. God damn, man. Like, this guy does not sleep.
He does not. I was
No,
also
I
surprised to find
mean-
out that he's like in middle school. I don't know. I was
I
so
thought he
certain
was in
this dude
high
was in high
school.
school for the
What?
longest
He's
time.
Why
a
did
middle
we think
schooler?
that? I think
I
we
don't
gaslit
know.
ourselves.
No,
I
no,
think
no,
we
I
gaslit
thought he was
ourselves.
older
I-
only because literally the illustration of his backside
looked
from like
taller.
that one panel, he looked bigger. He looked
Yeah.
like older. So I was under the impression like, oh, he must be like 16 to 18.
Yeah. No, I'm with
Because
you
he
on
just
that.
One of the
looked
most
older
But
awkward
he's
from the back.
conversations
actually
of his life
like
ever.
12.
him.
He's
like
12.
literally a middle school emo cringe lord.
Emo
It's
cringe
I
lord.
the
was
most funniest
a
thing
young boy.
to ever
Absolutely.
be revealed to me.
Yeah, I mean, he is automatic, like, immediately he's a presence, and I I love that they, like, even the kids, they have like this, like, there's like a mystique around him, and like the fact that Anya could not read his mind right out of the gate. I thought, I was with Tari on this one. I was like, oh shit, they're gonna make him an experiment, which I still think they might do that, but
Yep.
I
Mhm.
also like the fact that okay, so like Ani tries to read his mind, it's blank. She's like, what the fuck? And eventually she gets in there, and the only thing that repeats in his head is, I can't understand people. And which is exactly what we get from Desmond. And I don't know.
Well,
I don't
okay,
know.
he said I don't understand people. I think can't and don't kind of there's like a bit of a difference when you use those kind of words, maybe.
I don't know if
There
there
is a
really
big
is.
difference.
I think
Yeah.
there is a difference. I mean, can't kind of implies that like he has the inability to. I think don't means like he kind of refuses to.
Nah,
Like he's
Nah.
actively choosing not
I feel
to.
like I'm on the page with you. Like, don't sounds like he can understand it, but it just like he doesn't understand it.
Because like for example, like if you said like, oh, I don't like this versus I can't like this, like, do you see the difference?
I feel
I
like
don't
he's
know
kind
if
of
it-
stunted, probably from his
Yeah,
upbringing.
yeah, I'm
because
with you
of-
on that,
yeah.
Sid. I don't
I mean,
think.
I have a theory I already shared with Blue.
The
but
lobotomy?
whatever. Yeah.
Fuck
this on lobotomies.
Oh god! All right, before we
it's
get into
dark.
lobotomies, I'm just
mean,
gonna.
it's
Yeah.
dark, but apparently it was a thing for a time.
I'm just gonna say that I think splitting hairs on like exact wording when it's a translation is a great
Oh, yeah,
because like that's
yeah.
all at the translator's liberty. Like they take liberties with a lot of
No,
things. So
no.
I
Yeah,
know.
especially with this manga, you know.
oh yeah,
Because-
they change stuff a lot.
No, because in this manga, well, since they have to translate, well, I have seen this before. Okay, there's, okay, have you guys read Blue Box?
No.
No, I want to though.
It's
That's the sports one? The
yeah, it's the
sports
fourth
shoujo?
one. It's about badminton and very surprisingly wholesome romance for Shonen Jump. But
Mm-hmm.
okay, but I recall that I have been able to read the chapter in both translations,
Mm-hmm.
And I come across that there are scenes that convey completely different subtleties in character, just the way they are translated. Let's remember these translations happen like not simultaneously, but as the manga is going on. So the translators that also are working in like 10, 20 fucking different series have to take the time to do their damnedest with a tight schedule, and eventually they end up contradicting or committing mistakes because they do not have access to the original, well, to the original ideas that Endo and Shuhei Lin are talking about in their editorial room.
But yeah, no, I get it, and it's like it's very specific wording, but like the specific wording changes. So it's I think the intent was that okay. Here's my thing. I think Demetrius wants to understand people, but he just doesn't know how. And I don't know if that's similar to his dad because we really don't know his inner thoughts, or
Yeah.
if Donovan just straight up is like, I don't want to understand people. People are fucking stupid. And
I suspect. Okay, it's not even tinfoil hat time. It's just a hypothesis based on the things we know so far about Donovan. But okay, one of the interesting things that came out this chapter, because Demetrius was a fucking bomb in every possible way, he ended revealing enough to raise questions about the Desmonds, is that if Damien's recollection of Demetrius is not tampered or idealized, we have seen a more normal looking Donovan that has completely black hair without white or scars.
yes.
And we know that the Donovan today, well, in the manga, he is a complete shut-in and the way he expresses himself, he's completely averse to the idea of understanding others.
Mm-hmm.
What? Well, it almost goes without saying, but what if this is the result of something, traumatic?
Lobotomy.
Yeah, probably.
Lobotomy.
Lobotomy. Experiment
God.
006. I don't know.
No, but-
Oh,
Two
Lord.
for the
Doesn't-
price of one.
Ooh,
Doesn't
both.
lobotomies
Oh, yeah.
basically like just strip you of basically?
Okay,
like,
so
Every-
if we get a third
Yeah.
one, do we get a coupon or something like that?
Yes.
Yeah, Damien's is on the way.
Yeah.
Oh
He's
my
a coupon
God.
baby. Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
Um,
you get a free medical kit with your third lobotomy. So sign up.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus
medical
Christ.
service.
All right. Anyway, okay. So like, all right, guys. What's the chaos theories? Where's the tinfoil hats? What do we got going on? What was the
Oh.
discussions?
My
Pines, go
tinfoil
ahead.
hat was just the father-son lobotomies.
Okay. All right. Lobotomy established.
But I do think there's the fact that Anya can't read Demetrius's mind right away is the rational part of me is saying that like, oh, he just is not thinking of anything. This kid is just like high off of his mind or something.
Mhm.
No
Head
thoughts.
empty.
But, like-
No head thoughts.
But like the tinfoil hat part of me
Mm-hmm.
is like, but what if?
Mm-hmm.
What if?
What if what? What
He
if what?
has,
Pines?
like, What if he could like protect himself against like people reading his mind?
He's Magneto.
He's
He's
got that. He's got the helmet.
Not the X-Men.
Goddamn X-Men.
Fucking Anya's, what was his name? Professor X, was it?
Yeah.
Ooh, I need
No,
that cosplay
I mean,
now.
I dubbed. I really, really, really dubbed. It was just him, being head empty, just vibing, because that doesn't track with the way the characters have been established so far, or the way the okay. If we're actually open to the possibility, how can someone be so thoughtless? Because this is not how these characters work usually in this manga. Maybe Anya isn't reading the minds all the time, but the moment she concentrates, she finds something. It may be something small, something silly, something gross, or something really important. But every single time she decides to focus on someone thinking, she finds something because, well, that's almost essentially how we work as people. Even if it's not super loud, we are always thinking in something, either in the way we're working or just ruminating or in some way. So if Demetrius was really just completely unfocused on anything while he was walking, what does that tell us about him?
Well, I
That he
don't.
like turns off his brain when he's not studying or something or
He
taking
got a
Maybe.
lobotomy.
I mean, you know what it reminds me of, kind of, and I made this. I brought it up last podcast of like assassination classroom.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me a little bit. I don't know if it's a similar situation with like the principal where he could like
Oh.
manipulate people into like thinking a certain way, and I don't know if that's what's going on with Demetrius and Desmond. Of like,
Maybe.
I don't know. And you know what's weird to me too is that it kind of goes back to what I was saying about I think Demetrius wants to understand people because when you know Damien goes up and he's like, oh brother, you know, I heard you got all these Stella stars, and Demetrius is like, oh, I heard you got I heard you also got a top score in the subject. And then as soon as Damien brings up Donovan, he just like shuts off again, and it, you
Kind
know,
of
he
like
goes full robot.
Melinda. Well, in the
Yeah,
opposite sort of direction, but similar kind of response to
yeah.
Donovan being mentioned. Because I do find that the panel that shows his eyes when it kind of narrows and he's like he doesn't understand his father. Like I
Mhm.
wonder, obviously, what that's alluding to. Like, does he not understand why? Like, I don't know. Like, maybe he doesn't understand why, sort of, his father is acting this way towards his own brother. Perhaps, I don't know.
I don't know because
I don't know.
He's such a trigger. Donovan's such
Yeah.
a trigger for
Yeah.
everybody.
No,
For real.
literally.
real.
That panel though, that panel of him and just like his eyes and saying, "I don't understand, father," that looks exactly like the Melinda panel.
Oh yeah.
Literally, yeah. He's definitely got a lot of Melinda in him, which
Mhm.
could be trouble,
think-
actually.
I didn't read everything that was in the thread about this chapter on Discord. Sorry
Oh,
guys.
me neither.
There was
There's
like
a lot.
there was like 1,000 messages when I got there.
Yeah.
But like
Totally fair.
I do think it's interesting that like clearly Melinda and Demetrius have like negative feelings towards Donovan, and yet somehow Damien is the only one in the family that still looks up to him.
Yeah, I think SK mentioned a lot, or I think like SK and Hype sort of talked about this idea that like, okay, depending on how bad Donovan and Melinda's relationship is, obviously Demetrius grew up with that for a lot longer, so he knows much more about kind of the family problems versus Damien. It seems like
Mhm.
Damien's probably been seems like he's been separated from that, or like the parents obviously were separated probably by the time Damien was
Yeah.
understanding what was going on with his surroundings, I think.
Yeah.
So like he maybe remembers that there was a time when his parents were together and now they're not, and he is still obviously kind of clinging to this idea that, oh, I want my father to acknowledge me and I want him to be proud of me,
Mhm.
because at least from what he understands, or like what he thought actually up until this point, uh was that Donovan was very proud of Demetrius, or paid a lot more attention to him, talked to him more, had more of a relationship with him, or wanted to have that relationship with him. And Demetrius is
And
very
that's not the
much,
case.
kind of dismissing, like, no, I don't keep in contact with him like on a regular basis, so why would he know? Like, why would I talk to him about that? And I actually do find it interesting too that when Damien goes up to Demetrius, all Demetrius asks him is, "What do you want? Like, do you need something from me?" Because he just assumes that when someone is talking to him, or I don't know, I guess trying to make conversation, it's like, "Oh, you want something from me? You need something from me? That's the only reason you'd reach out to me." And I
Right.
assume it's because of maybe the way his classmates are like, or maybe the way he's just grown up a little bit.
I would assume based on that
Ugh.
panel of Donovan just fucking hovering over him the entire time, I would imagine that was how he grew up, was just
Right,
like
like a lot of kind
Helicopter
of
parent.
pressure to
Yeah.
perform well. Yeah. I mean, if that panel is
Yep.
technically true, because we actually don't know if this is just Damien's imagination or if it was really what happened to begin
Yeah.
with.
Mm.
I think there's been some
Ugh.
speculation about, like, if Damien imagine this, like, who told him that? Was it like Melinda? Did Jeeves tell him that oh yes, your father and Demetrius used to spend long hours studying together or something when he was younger, but he doesn't do that with you for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Or like is taking a different approach, because we know that Melinda's colleague said, oh yeah, the Desmonds have a very hands-off approach with their parenting, and that that flashback or that imagination scene is very much contradicting this idea that the Desmonds were very hands-off
Or
with
guys.
children.
Sorry, I'm putting the tinfoil hat back on.
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
But maybe Donovan is just like the scientists that were always pushing Anya to study. I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know.
that's
You
an
didn't-
interesting foil, actually.
You didn't hear it from me.
Well, not. I think that's an interesting foil.
Oh.
Yeah, since the scientists were pushing Anya to study so much because it's supposed to be for world peace, and
Interesting.
I mean, I guess you could technically argue that like Desmond pushing his son to study hard is kind of maybe not world peace, but world domination.
Do you think that this is a tinfoil conspiracy about Demetrius being a foil to Anya? Perhaps.
In more ways than one. Wink,
He's
wink.
playing a falter. I mean, he's the first character Anya cannot fully
Right,
read.
or like he actively
Like,
doesn't think as much as other people normally do. Like he doesn't really talk to himself like that, you know?
There's a real possibility that he's not just trained to think differently and have batches of empty head, but that he can go Magneto. So depending on which of these two possibilities is, or maybe even a third one we are not thinking at the moment, it will change what it means for Demetrius' character, because this is really establishing a foil in general. Like, we are finding a character that Anya cannot read, and a character that is a genius, a character that completely contradicts what Damien thought about his own father. And also, now we are starting to see Lloyd getting suspicious. Well, slightly, but starting to get suspicious about Anya.
Ooh, can we talk about that? Can we talk about that
Yes,
scene?
please.
Oh,
Okay.
yes, let's move on to that.
Okay, yeah. Well, we'll probably come back to Demetrius, but I want to talk about Lloyd and Anya and that whole interaction right there. Oh, this is something I wanted to see for 93 chapters.
93
I know.
chapters.
93 chapters.
How many years has it been? How many years has it been?
3 years.
5?
3.
No.
Oh,
like
now it's
4
going on
years,
5. No, 4. Yes.
Oh god. Oh
Oh.
god.
Anyway.
Oh god.
Anyway, I wanted to. I just wanted a moment with just Lloyd and Anya, and thankfully Yor was passed out drunk, as is Yor, but of just them and
Because, of
Lloyd
course.
having this moment of being like, "Hey, we don't talk about you being an orphan, but when you were younger, when I didn't know you, did this happen?" And Anya's just like, "No," and we don't know if she's lying or not.
Nope.
But Lloyd's just like, "Okay, let's just forget this happened. We don't talk about this," and then that's it. But I've always wanted that moment of them talking about when she was an orphan and Anya just I don't know.
I want more crumbs so bad.
I want more crumbs.
Like,
They
we're
didn't-
like
the fact
begging.
that she wasn't drawn, you couldn't see her face in
Mhm.
that interaction there. It was
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
suspicious
that
to me.
And the little eye, the
Yeah,
Twilight
the-
eye zoom in shot.
Spy eye. And I
The
think
spy
also
eye.
like
yeah,
the panel right after he like asks her the question,
Mhm.
it's just like she looks so expressionless. Like she's a very like she always has a lot of expression in her eyes, but I feel like in this one she just looks like she's just like looking like she doesn't know how to react to that
no,
question.
yeah, she looks
Right.
like chapter 1 Anya.
Yeah.
It's
You
like
know?
similar to the short like mission one.
Yeah, where she's just ruminating in her thoughts without really saying anything.
Mhm.
Like, this is heavy in a way that is kind of, because I am gonna bet she's lying, at least partially.
Possibly.
She very well remembers things she doesn't want to remember. and he's not gonna say them,
Mhm.
Yeah.
especially
I
to.
mean, she remembered enough
Wano.
about the
Uh-huh.
scientist to definitely be lying a little bit.
Mhm.
Probably repressed memories
So
from trauma,
and
maybe.
Yeah, when she was a
Well,
princess,
part
like
of that
500 years in the
could be
past.
true. Because I was
I
actually
mean,
rewatching the
I do
episodes.
think this has the potential to become really become heartwarming in hindsight, but I think this is a little ominous at the moment.
Yeah.
You know, it's planting seeds for something to go wrong, so then it can be rebuilt in something going right. But
Typical shonen moment.
Mm.
no, yeah, exactly, shonen moment. But right now, we're starting to see hints of things piling up that seems to indicate something is gonna go wrong down the line.
Yeah, well,
Like,
yeah, we already knew
Yeah, I feel a
that.
So
storm
many
No,
things.
we know
brewing,
that.
Yeah.
and I'm a little
What
concerned.
what were you saying, Blue, about rewatching the anime?
Oh, I was actually showing one of my friends over the weekend some Spike's Family episodes, and uh I was like rewatching the interview episode when like Swan asked Anya about her mother's, and she cried. She had like a trigger kind of response to it. So at the very least, she definitely knows, at least she remembers at least something
Oh
about her
yeah.
mother, and it's not very happy memories, unfortunately. We
Mhm.
know that she remembers at least a little bit about her life with the scientists. I would say at the very least she's probably been in and out of orphanages for like a year, let's say, maybe,
Yeah,
because she's
it's
been
been a
to like
year.
4 different orphanages. She's been with 3 different families,
Yeah.
which is incredibly sad.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Um,
especially thinking about how young she is. She's not 6.
yeah,
Like, she got
yeah,
out and been drifting around for like a year, so she might have been like 3 or 4 years old.
yeah.
Right.
Which, I mean, if she's able to remember that, that's actually quite impressive, I think, for
Right. I
someone
don't
her
remember
age
shit
to
when I
begin
was that
with.
young.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't remember stuff like that when I was like 3 years old. But yeah, no, this definitely seems like Anya is probably white lying, maybe major lying, but she's definitely lying about knowing
Mhm. Oh
where
yeah.
she potentially learned some classical language from, whether it was like from family or the scientists.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because the scientists
Already,
wanted her to
yeah.
study for world peace, so it's like,
Yeah,
what
maybe
exactly did
classical
she have to
language
study,
is,
you
yeah,
know?
was an important part of world peace for some reason.
Mhm.
Um, as like, I don't know, an extra language, like a dead language she could kind of speak with other people, maybe even
Mhm.
from other countries as well. I don't know.
Possibly. And that's the
Mm.
thing too, is like where there's still so little world building that we really don't know anything outside of Ostania. Like we don't even really know Westalis, so it, and I guess that's part of the plan is Endo's just throw whatever, and we're just like, oh, that was part of the plan all along. But he's probably just like, all right, I guess this country does this and they speak this language. All right, cool. That was my plan all along. Like,
no, I mean he's probably approaching writing the way I do.
throw shit against the wall.
In that you say shit, then you see it may connect, and then you build a connection around what you already thrown
Oh
around.
yeah, it is the way.
He's probably doing something around those lines, at least partially,
Uh huh. Gotta spread the
because
breadcrumbs. So
yeah, because like I don't buy that he has a complete picture of what he's
oh, he's
doing.
already admitted he
I
doesn't.
think he has said those things though,
Endo?
Yeah.
because there's a lot of chapters where he just happy times. Let me think of something in the background.
Yeah,
Bro,
Happy
no.
times. Oh,
Mhm.
Endo is not ashamed to say, I always know.
I
what
don't
I'm
know jack
doing."
shit, man.
all we know is Endo said this is gonna be a long ass series, so
Yeah.
buckle up, everyone.
He's like, y'all paying me money, so I'm gonna milk this shit.
Yeah, no, literally. I mean, I wouldn't blame him for that, to be
Yeah.
fair. He's struggled a lot to
I
get to
mean,
this
who
point.
can?
Oh yeah.
I mean, who can? This is his first actually successful series.
Mhm.
You know, Tista was a flop. The Moon Princess was a flop. In that he had to cut it short.
Mhm.
This is the first time he's like, wait, everyone is here. What the fuck do I do?
Yeah.
Uh,
I didn't plan this
uh,
far.
happy memories.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I don't know, man. Like,
cannot blame him for that.
yeah.
Manga world is brutal.
So,
Really
all right.
low.
So this is where we're at. All
Sorry.
right, we've got Demetrius. He's finally in the picture. Anya has, she's got 3.
Yes.
Wait.
Yes, she
Yeah,
has
Three
three
of each.
stellar
three
stars,
and 3
and then
bolts.
2 to nitrous bolts.
No, she's got
No,
3
she's
of
got
Oh no,
both.
she's got 3.
3
Oh god,
for
she's
nitrous bolts.
3 for 3. Oh
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah,
yeah.
and
The
I-
But
second
guys-
one sent her father into literal war flashbacks.
Okay, that's his own problem. He has his own problems. But honestly, her pace is pretty good. It's been like 4 months since she's gotten 3 stars.
Right.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
quite
I'm just
impressive.
wondering how far.
And
The
also
funny
it's
thing
nitrous
is that
bolts,
the
so
fact she got 3 or 3.
So I'm saying she's gonna give poor Desmond,
Like-
fucking Henderson a heart attack.
I mean, yeah, like one of the funny things is that she is guaranteed to be the talk of the town now.
Yeah.
Because she is both a problem student and a student that got a Stella through sheer academic might. Because the other 2 were for heroism acts, but this one was actually legitimately that she improved that much in a short
Yeah.
span of time.
And you know
So-
what? One of those nitrous bolts
So
is
she
bullshit.
is gonna be the talk of the town.
Oh yeah, the handkerchief one.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, fuck that was it Donna Schlang? What?
Schlag.
Schlag.
Donna.
Schlang.
Donna.
Whoopsie.
I have. Damn it. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. No.
Anyway, yeah, no, screw her, she sucks.
Yeah, screw her. She sucks. So okay, she's 3 for 3 in the span of like 3 months. Which is it's a great pace or a terrible pace, depending on which way you want to look at that.
It's a bizarre
Damien,
face.
Glass half
Damien's
full.
3. Is Damien 3? Or
I
No,
think
he is
he's
3.
Yes, Damien is 3.
Oh, no,
because
he's 3.
he got one for a past exam, like midterms.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
And he got another
did.
one for
Yeah,
the
that's
hijacking, and then he got one for the another exam this time.
Yeah.
So he's got 3 as well.
It would be
So-
so funny if Anya became an Imperial Scholar like one day before Damien did or something. And then she's like, "Oh shit, I'm with the Imperial Scholars, but Scion Boy's not even here. This isn't exactly how it was supposed to go."
Man,
Yeah.
what would happen if like Anya had 8 bolts and 8 Stellas?
And she probably still get
She
expelled.
get
I
expelled?
mean, I guess
Yeah.
Ah.
She'd be an expelled Imperial Scholar.
Yeah.
Ooh, such a rebel. I love it.
But there were some in the past
Did
that had like
we-
7, so
Yes.
Yeah.
So I guess you
I
really
was-
can't have 8.
No.
Yeah.
that's
Did
true.
we ever discuss, is it like, do your bolts ever get cleared? Or do they follow you throughout your entire academic career at Eden? Was that ever explained?
Probably.
I
I
think
don't
so,
know
but I feel
actually,
like
but
they
I would
do.
imagine it
They
probably is a
probably do.
permanent thing,
Yeah.
which is a shame.
Good
That's-
fucking
Damn,
luck
so
on
the
ya.
getting one for the handkerchief is even dumber.
Yeah.
It's never going away.
Yeah, I mean, the entire point is that that character was meant to be a bitch.
Yeah,
so.
that's true.
It was a plot device to start on Lloyd's backstory, I guess.
It all started with a handkerchief.
Yeah.
that makes me wonder how far along we are story wise, because she has 3 out of like 8 Stellas, and once she theoretically becomes an Imperial Scholar, what's going to happen after that? I mean, obviously there's going to be like more with Desmond or with Donovan and Lloyd at like parties, I guess, but I'm like,
Mhm.
what really is going to happen when that happens?
You know what I actually think? I actually think that she's never going to get all 8 and she's never going to be an Imperial Scholar, and the plot is just going to move off of that somehow. I don't know. I just
No, yeah,
I
do
just
think
know.
this is
I-
just
I think it's like, yes, the linearity of it and like the like checkpoint nature of it is like very attractive, but I think like considering how long the story already is, I don't think it's gonna stay like that.
Yeah, we are like
it's
5 years
it's
into this,
clearly.
right?
God, so it's gonna be like
I mean, it's
my God.
clearly
Like
like
Captain
the
Ketchup.
okay. I fucking hate to do
Mhm.
this again with another manga
Make it quick, Broski.
because I just raised this comparison at a different
Uh-huh.
point, but this is like the jewel shard from Inuyasha.
Oh God, no!
In that-
no, don't,
Oh.
no,
No,
Crow said shut it down.
No.
That's all you have to say, Broski.
No. Inuyasha has really fucking the worst kind of pacing problems, and I will be the first to tell that. But it's clear at some point that digital
It's nothing.
shards is just a plot device to move
Yeah,
things
because
along.
it's just gonna all come
And the
together at the
plot-
end anyway. So it's like it's just to pace it out, and then all of the shards are all in one place in one episode. Okay, boom, finale.
Oh my god.
All of a sudden, Anya
No,
gets
yeah.
like 3
What I mean
stars.
is that
Yeah.
this, like the seeking of Anya becoming a scholar, is creating developments. At some point, there's gonna be developments so significant because of the gears that are moving outside of gaining the Stellas, that the Stellas are gonna stop being the
Yeah,
point.
exactly. Yeah. So I anticipate that happening. Unless we're gonna get One Piece 2.0 and this bitch is gonna go on for 20 years, which I hope not.
There already is One Piece 2.0.
no.
This would be one.
I
This is
hope
One Piece
not.
3.0.
Please
Oh my God.
no.
Please
Nothing
no.
like Detective Conan.
I'm
Please.
doing this podcast for 20 years, guys.
We're gonna be doing podcasts until we're like 50, 70 years old.
Yeah. Well, they're gonna milk it for all it's worth. We're gonna be here a while. Probably another 5 years at least. Y'all get ready. Upgrade your computers and your microphones. We're gonna milk this bitch for all it's worth.
I mean, mine is already hefty,
We
but
might as well.
I am gonna
if
have
we're
Yeah.
gonna be in for the long haul.
Yeah,
Uh,
like, share, and subscribe because we're gonna be here for a while.
Forever.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
man, I'm like questioning where we're gonna go from here. Like, what is
So is
the-
Endo.
I know. What is this arc that we're getting into? Because it's like, what's gonna be like the climax of this?
Well,
arc we're in. You know,
There are definitely. I mean, we got Melinda showing up now. We got Demetrius. I mean, I think we're overdue for a Desmond appearance.
I
Oh, that's
know.
gonna be
That's what I'm saying.
wild.
That's why I was
Adani.
like, if they have that end of term party, I'm like, are you sure
Possibly.
there'd be no way that he would show up?
I guess maybe the end of term party is our next big event.
Because that might be
that's
an
what
I
I
was
think so.
thinking.
There
But
might
do
be.
parents come to that? I feel like it sounded like it was just
Oh,
students.
probably. That's usually
mean,
how these younger
chaperones,
children
maybe?
things go. Yeah.
So
I mean, you've
mentioned
got a
something
bunch of
normal,
kids.
though, I don't know.
You've got a bunch
think
of
it was
kids all
clarified.
in one place. Okay, I don't think one teacher could handle like 8 classes. Okay, even 8
That's true.
teachers can handle 8 classes just partying. So I'm sure there's
That's
going to be
true.
parents.
So you mean Lloyd and Yor are gonna
I
chaperone?
fucking better. Oh my god.
Oh, I'm sure Lloyd would just to get
Brownie
into
points.
this. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if like I don't know. There's not much details about it, but it's been mentioned. But Becky mentioned something about parents, so I don't know what exactly will transpire. But I'm hoping there isn't at a term party. I want drama. I want shit to go down at a kid party. Lions.
Is Becky gonna be all over?
Oh,
Lloyd
I
again?
forgot about
Oh
that.
shit!
No,
now
no.
Becky trying to slow dance with Lloyd.
Oh,
No,
God.
no. Becky's over that. Becky's over that.
No,
Are
Yeah.
you sure about that?
I want her to slow dance with Yor and
no,
stuff.
please no.
Yeah,
You know,
she's in
honestly,
her,
I'm
Please.
her
still,
master Yor era.
I'm still thinking about the whole shopkeeper thing. When are we gonna get back to that? Remember when shopkeeper
Nobody-
was suspicious about hearing about
Oh.
yours husband being interested in Donovan's like political party?
I don't
Remember
know.
that? When are
I'm
we
not-
gonna get back to that? I
Can
keep
you-
We're
craving
all,
it.
that'll be in
imagine
50
Yor
chapters,
witnessing-
Blue.
God,
Bro, that's gonna be like 2 years from now.
Stop.
Definitely.
Stop,
We're
please.
in Desmond mode right now. Okay.
I mean, I'm fine with that. I would love to see some shopkeeper and garden.
Blue,
stuff
I know why
now.
you brought up shopkeeper. I know your dirty secret.
Tell us your dirty secrets. Launder your dirty laundry.
Oh my God, calm down, Pines. Jesus Christ.
No.
I'm still hoping for Anya backstory, man. I want
Yeah.
some crumbs. Some crumbs. I want
We're gonna get it. We're
I want
getting
to see
it
more
soon.
of like the lab and everything, and I just don't know how he would incorporate that, like, and when. You know,
I do think it's, if we're not getting Desmond, we're getting something Anya related. Just based off
it
of
just
Oh,
seems
yeah.
like it's suspicious. Like the stuff around Anya right now, it's just kind of
Yeah.
like it's suspicious to me.
Yeah,
Don't be
agreed.
suspicious. Don't
I do
be
like the
suspicious.
ending when Anya comes back and she has big bulging eyeballs, and she says, "I'm going to keep looking like this until I become a super genius." And Lloyd's asking like, "What is this about?" And she just keeps repeating the phrase, "I don't understand." And then
I
at the end, he's just like, like deep sigh.
It's
I
like
love
the
the way they
Donovan
did
sigh.
that sigh, like the way it was written out. Really funny.
It
I
reminds
wonder
me
if
of
that was originally, or did they have someone come in and like rewrite it? You know, like the
rewrite it?
typography.
No, they had to. They had to change the
Okay, then someone
typography.
came in and wrote it, which is funny, pretty funny. Yeah.
Lloyd's sigh reminds me of Donovan's sigh.
It does look like Donovan, but you know what? It's funny. It reminds me of Anya every time Yuri or like Melinda shows up and Anya sighs.
Yeah,
Oh
like
yeah,
burps.
she's like,
true.
what the hell is wrong with these people?
It's like Anya and Lloyd are rubbing off on each other, and I love it. I mean, they both have the same. They have the same faces in this one. It's like,
yeah, it's
yeah,
true.
the bulging eyes and all that. Yeah, I love it.
That's his daughter,
The
and
dot eyes.
that's her father, man. Like,
Yeah,
if they separate at the end, I'm gonna commit arson.
you know they're not going to.
You know,
Because if they do, I'm just gonna.
I lose faith
I'll
in
die.
everything.
I'll die.
You know what? Since we
No,
got
I mean it will be like, I have your money, suckers. Enjoy the ads.
God,
Jesus
but this
Christ.
is a remediation project from Endo, so I'm like, I'd be very surprised if he like just broke our hearts at the end of it.
No,
I
He
wouldn't be
wouldn't do
surprised.
that.
he
Would
wouldn't
he?
do that, would he?
Would he?
He would, because
He
he's
would.
right.
Tinfoil hat?
I mean, he's written some messed up stuff.
Oh, I would want to beat the shit out of Lloyd if he decided to abandon everything. Like, you're gonna give her back? I'm gonna beat the shit out of you.
No gives backsies, okay?
No gives backsies, finders keepers.
No gives backsies.
It's like, how can you give up a hot wife and an adorable daughter and a
Did
cool
you guys
dog?
ever read that fic where it's like post operation Strix, and this lady comes to their apartment and goes like, "I'm actually Anya's mom."
No.
No.
I have not read fics in so long.
I like read the first chapter and it was so traumatizing to me. I never finished it.
Is it completed?
I have no idea. The concept of it just like traumatized me, and I said, "I'm not touching this."
Oh,
I don't want.
No.
I don't know
I don't
about
know.
Anya's past. I'm like, obviously there's some kind of mother
We
figure
need to
with
know.
her, but I'm like, part of me's like, what if she's like a test tube baby, like, or like just created in a lab?
No,
or
I
something?
straight up wonder
I
too if
mean-
Anya's just like a test tube baby with someone's DNA. Like, remember that crack theory I had about like Anya's like a clone of some dead princess they brought back to life?
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm about it.
it's as plausible as the Moon Man theory when
Hell
they got
yeah.
the base on the moon. Remember that?
It's all about Moon Princess, okay?
It's all about Moon Princess Anya. Yeah.
Right. I mean, okay.
Either
Before-
way.
Yes. All right. What was I gonna say? We needed to do something. Pines, you said something. Now I'm thinking about it. Oh, you need to talk about the light novel. Sid Pines,
Oh yes.
Oh
please.
yeah,
Oh,
right.
our
fine.
Let's
researchers,
see.
our resident
Our
researchers on the
researchers.
light novel.
I read the first story, the Eden kids go camping.
Yeah.
Sid, what did you think of the light novel a light novel reading experience overall? It was very interesting to go from like reading the manga to like
yeah,
having to read words.
yeah, especially with like, I would say that about Yuri's chapter with Anya. Like, obviously, like some of his internal thoughts kind of creep me out a little bit, but other than that, it's like a completely different experience from hearing his Yahoo in the anime and like seeing him in the manga. It made me tolerate him more, and like things being in much more like descriptive and everything was like nice too, I would say.
What? Sorry for interrupting. What kind of internal thoughts were you talking about with Yuri?
Just like, whenever they're thinking inside of their head, they include like, internal monologue and stuff. It's
Mhm.
just italicized usually.
Yeah. What was he saying? Anything like? I mean,
About-
obviously we know Yuri. but,
Crow.
like,
Oh, Crow.
this is what I want to know.
The Aphrodite comment took me out.
Wait, what?
Comparing
your-
her to Aphrodite.
What?
He called
What?
Yuri called Anya, and I quote, Loi Loi's bastard daughter.
Yeah,
Well, he already said
bastard
that, I
daughter.
think, in the manga.
Oh,
Did he?
and then also that she had spawned from the loins of that grifter Lloyd Forger.
Yeah. It called Bond a
hell?
fat dog.
That's funny.
I was like, fuck you.
Fuck you,
I'm
Yuri.
gonna beat your ass.
Yeah. Okay, wait, hold on. Let's go back. You said he called your Aphrodite?
Compared your to Aphrodite, saying she
Oh.
was prettier than
My
What the
God.
fuck?
Aphrodite. Let me pull it up real
I
quick.
need no.
Okay, you
I'm
cannot
gonna lie
fucking
down.
defend that.
I'm lying down. Hold
like
on,
in the
no.
middle
You,
of
You can't
you
fucking
think I'm
defend
lying?
that.
No.
Oh my
Crow
God.
Crow is pulling the microphone. I'm lying down on the floor
Oh
right
my
now. I am on the floor.
Holy
Guys.
shit!
Shit. Like, okay, we could deal with some other of his comments, but not that.
Never that.
Fuck.
No.
Oh, I need to find it.
No.
I do think some of the writing it's very like I don't know, because there's like this one line where it talks about how like Yuri, when he wears his SSS uniform, it looks more like he's like a schoolboy wearing a uniform than like an actual like secret police officer.
Was this written by Endo?
No, it wasn't.
No,
I know it has illustration by Endo,
it
but
wasn't written by it.
was this written by
It
Endo?
was the
Because
author
something-
Aya Yajima. She wrote other light novels. So she wrote like one for Blue Exorcist and also for Demon Slayer.
clear
Yeah,
one.
it's just as the original concept is by Endo, but just the novel was written by. I'm sure like maybe he gave out some short stories for Aya to write on, and she just kind of did it herself.
No, I think it's like
We Lost
Yeah,
Crow.
we lost Crow, but I think it's like just the original concept, like the manga is by Endo, and so she
Oh.
just wrote the stories herself.
Just wonder how that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I found the Aphrodite comment. On his way to check the calendar, he stopped to gaze at the pictures displayed on his dresser. His sister
Oh, God.
smiled back at him.
Oh God.
Yuri flushed at the sight of her. She was
Oh,
so
God.
beautiful that Aphrodite herself would pale in comparison.
Oh. Oh, Crow fell on the floor. Oh no.
The Yuri jump scare was too much for him.
I mean, forget about what we said last like episode of the podcast. Yuri wins.
Yeah.
He is officially
got
the
so
cringe
First
cringe,
cringe
man.
award.
2023.
Okay, so
Congratulations, Yuri Breyer. You almost killed us from second-hand embarrassment.
congratulations to Yuri Breyer, winner of the 2023 Miss Cringe Award.
Cringe.
More than Becky?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
He is an adult man.
Yeah.
And this is about his sister, not even like an actual other person who's
I
not
tell
related to
you,
him.
sometimes I think about the fact that he has pictures of Yura all over his apartment, and
Let's
part
not
of me
think
dies
about
inside.
that.
I don't think about it.
The only saving grace was like how funny Anya was in that story, though. And
Okay.
Yuri was kind of like, there was some subtle stuff written in there where he was like, would like unknowingly like just hold her hand and stuff, being like kind of like some small snippets of being an uncle, but not really, that were sweet. But other than that, I'm like, why can't we have that? Why can't we have that? Uncle slash. Oh, I can't say that. Just in case
What?
people.
Say what?
Oh, I was about to say like, yeah, I probably shouldn't say certain things because
Oh,
spoilers.
Okay. Okay. Well then, I think this is where we're gonna end things off here. So, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Crow could not be with us for technical difficulties, but this was a great chapter. I'm glad we could get everyone together to talk about it. I'm glad that Demetrius is no longer just like legend, and he actually does exist in the Spy X Family manga. Hope we'll see more of him very soon. So, bye!
Bye.
Bye.